Well, I'm back on my new favourite website again today, ESL Lounge. Little plug there for this website until so that they don't take legal action against me, I suppose, because I'm kind of using their content. So yesterday I had a look at 100 word formation exercises, 100 word formation sentences. What I'm going to have a look at today is the open clause, so part 1 of the C2 exam. Today. Yesterday I was looking at C1, so today should be more difficult. And it's the one where you have 4 options to fill in the gap. Obviously in the real exam you have a short text with 8 gaps, but here we're just going to look at individual sentences. So a few of them may have been taken out of context and it may be harder to get them right. I'm going to try and do 100. I think there's 10 in each exercise, so I'm going to do 10 exercises. And for efficiency and efficacy, whatever the difference is, I'm going to have a look at the answers as I go. I'm going to try and get the right answer, and then I'll confirm as I'm looking at my laptop here. I've got the answers, and I'll scroll up and have a look at the correct answer to make sure that I've definitely 100% got it right, which, you know, I will have. So let's see how many we can get out of 100. It can get pretty difficult. Okay, the house was thinly, sparsely, mildly, rarely furnished, and we had to buy almost everything new. So we want to say that there wasn't much furniture in there. Now, those are all words that are very similar, but yeah, the answer there, I'm pretty sure, would be sparsely. Sparsely. I might not even write these in. I'm just going to say the answer, I think, because like writing them in just seems to be taking too much time. And you can see that I know how to spell it today because it's written in front of me. I'm just going to check that that's the correct answer. It is. Yeah, so when we want to say there's very little of something, in this case, furniture, and we have the adjective furnished. It is sparsely furnished. It is furnished with very few things. Thinly, we could talk about something being thinly covered. When we talk figuratively about something being thinly veiled, you might say he had his racism was thinly veiled. It was pretty obvious. Mildly, mild again can be talking about something figurative, I think. Well, you can obviously talk about flavour as well. Mildly seasoned. But anyway, let's move on, because if I'm explaining them all, it'll take forever. Okay, make my face a little bit smaller so it'll fit in. Okay, number 2, it says the main way into the building is via the high street, I think it should say. But there is also an access, a way, a passage, or a direction at the back used for deliveries. I think we would say a passage. A passage is a way into a building. Yeah. Maybe you could say an access point, a point of access. Access is more a process than an actual place. There is an access. No. A way, there's a way in at the back. Direction, no. There's a passage, I think I'm going to check. It says an access. There is an access at the back for deliveries. I've got number 2 wrong. we're two sentences in, I've got it wrong. I would have said it. We talk about a back passage to get into a building. I'm sure you do. That's very strange. There's no explanation here. There's also an access at the back used for delivery. Well, there you go. Okay, I've got one wrong. So I didn't get 100 out of 100. Okay, number 3. I have been back to the door. I'll have to check that, actually. That's disconcerting. I'm very surprised at number 2. Anyway, number 3. Well, maybe somebody can leave a comment and tell me why I got that one wrong. Anyway, we're nearly 5 minutes in. And I've done 2 sentences, so I need to speed up. I haven't been back to the doctor. I've been back to the doctor 3 times and he still hasn't the reason for all the pain I have been suffering from recently. He still hasn't indicated the reason, highlighted the reason, pinpointed the reason, looked up. I think he hasn't found the precise reason. So I think what we say is pinpointed. I'll just check that. Yeah, it's pinpointed. It's to find the exact reason for something. No, he hasn't pinpointed the reason. Indicate can be more general, highlighted. No, pinpointed definitely, yeah. Okay. Okay, number 4. It says you shouldn't have bought so many rich, lavish, worthy, invaluable presents on this holiday. You won't have any money left when you go back. So I think what we're trying to say here is when something is excessively splendid. So I think the word is lavish. Lavish presents, rich presents. No, worthy presents. Well, something is worthy. That's a good thing. Invaluable doesn't really make sense. It's lavish. It's lavish. Yeah, I think lavish means that when it's excessively splendid, it's more than is needed. No. Yeah. Okay. Number 5. It's a long walk tomorrow. It's a long walk tomorrow. We need to set up, set in, set off, set about as early as possible. So we need to begin our journey as quickly as possible. And the correct answer here would be set off. Just check it. Yeah, set off. It is set off. Yeah, set off to start a journey. Yeah, no problems there. Okay, we're speeding up a little bit here. I don't really agree with the one I got wrong. It's still in the back of my mind. So, anyway, number 6. Sometimes we don't appreciate the sheer, simple, normal, plain pleasures of life. Okay, this is a collocation. Such as a beautiful sky, a cup of coffee with a friend, or seeing a good film at the cinema. Yeah, it's the simple pleasures. We talk about the simple pleasures. You either know that or you don't, basically. The sheer is like the surprisingly big or great. Normal and plain don't really fit there. Okay, so even though she is 87, her mind is very alert, lively, demanding, lifelike, and she is very aware of everything that is going on around her. Even though she is 87, her mind is very, that's a difficult one, alert, I would say. I would say she's very alert. She's very sort of awake. We could say her mind is very active. Demanding, no. Lifelike is that it seems real. I think it has to be alert. Yeah, it's alert. Okay, yeah, her mind is very alert. She is very alert. I think it would be more common, but okay. The captain decided to abandon, evacuate, desert, evict ship, even though he thought there was no real danger of it sinking. So this is an expression that we use even in a more figurative context. This is a literal context of the captain abandoning ship. You know, the answer here is abandon. Yeah, abandon ship. We often talk about this when somebody bails out of you in an agreement. Somebody panics and leaves the situation, either figuratively or literally. And we say, oh, they abandoned ship. You know, they left us in the middle of the project, and they left the team. No, they abandoned ship when there was a big problem. Because obviously we know that the captain isn't supposed to abandon ship until everyone else is off. So anyway, let's have a look. Number 9. If you continue to save, raise, incur, default debts at this rate, you will have to declare bankruptcy eventually. So this person is accumulating debt. The word there is to incur debts, I think. You incur debts. If you continue to incur debts at this rate, you will have to declare bankruptcy eventually. Okay, number 10. So we've finished this part. So it says the accidental disruption, demolition, injuring, squashing of 4 listed buildings, near the city's centre caused a huge outcry. Outcry, a word that came up a lot yesterday, like indignation. And the manager of the building company was jailed for 3 months. Well, yeah, obviously listed buildings cannot be demolished. So the accidental demolition, I'll just check that. Yeah, and I didn't check the last one. It was incur debts, and yeah, the demolition of 4 listed buildings. It's fairly easy, that one, I think. There you go. I got 10 out of 10, not 9 out of 10. I still don't understand number 2. Please somebody write in the comments, because I can't. I'm going to forget to look it up later. Okay, number 2. Let's see. We've done 10. I'm going to do 100. Yeah, took me 10 minutes. I'll do these ones in 5. Okay. So it says, my company has just spent $2 million asking, ordering, consulting, commissioning a world-famous artist to paint a huge mural for the main entrance foyer. The entrance foyer is like the hall in a big, usually in a theatre or a cinema. We talk about the foyer, which is often amusing to Spanish people for some reason. It's so asking a world famous. No, it's commissioning. You commission a work of art. I think. Just check the answers here, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that the answer to this first one is commissioning. Yeah, commissioning a huge mural. Yeah, a wall painting. No, okay, good. During the riots, hundreds of people broke into the city's main department store and stole, looted, mugged, conned it. There was almost nothing left after the night had finished. Yeah, this word gets confused a lot, again, in Spanish. It's the only other language I know, luto. People tend to think that looting means luto, but no, it doesn't. It means rioting and stealing things from shops, which is illegal, by the way. Yeah, looted. They looted it. They looted the department store. They went in and stole things in a mad, frenzied crowd, which for some reason is called looting. It's got nothing to do with mourning, which is luto, M-O-U-R-N-I-G, to mourn. To mourn when somebody dies, the state is in mourning. No, there's 3 days of official mourning when a famous person dies, important person dies. The new government will, the effects of smoking on academic abilities of people under 18 years of age will report, research, inform, invent. I don't know. I guess they're going to research it. No, they're going to research the effects. Let me just check. Yeah, they're going to research the effects. They're going to investigate the effects of smoking on the academic abilities of people under the age of 18. Yeah, these kind of correlationary statistics. Blame it on smoking, but of course, you know, anyone who's under the age of 18 and has started smoking on a regular basis, you know, I think there may be other factors involved in their academic achievement. No? Not saying that they should be smoking, but, you know. Don't believe everything you read, kids. Number 4, the fruit has been in the fridge for over 3 weeks. It is all rotten, sour, bitter, mouldy. Well, that's interesting because it could be rotten. You know, it could have putrefied. Sour, well, some fruit does go sour. Don't think it becomes bitter. You might say it's going to go sour. Mouldy, it could go mouldy. I think I'm going to go rotten because that's probably the most likely thing to happen in the fridge, no? It goes mouldy as well. It's all rotten, it's all mouldy. yeah, maybe you might tend to say it's gone rotten, or it's all rotten and it's all moldy. I think about. Now I'm trying to think what happens normally. You put food in the fridge, fruit in the fridge for a long time. It tends to go moldy, doesn't it? It gets all the green penicillin all over it. I'm going to go moldy, but I guess it could be rotten. No, they've said rotten. It's all rotten. I don't see why it couldn't be moldy. Yeah. Anyway, number 5. So officially I got that one wrong, by the way. Even though I don't... Again, these sentences are taken out of context. I'm sure there must have been more context there. We must have known it was rotten, not mouldy, because it had gone all soft or something. I don't know. I don't think Jones and Marlowe should work together on this project. They have shown us before that they are quite rebellious, disinterested, disagreeable, incompatible as partners. Rebellious as partners, I don't know what that would have to do with working with someone else. Disinterested is a good thing. It means that you don't have a vested interest in something, which is good. Disagreeable as partners, disagreeable means like, not easy to convince. I think incompatible. I'm going to check it, but I'm pretty sure they're incompatible as partners. Yeah, they don't go well together. They're incompatible. Yeah, okay. Number 6. You have been, with first degree murder. How do you plea? You have been accused with, no, you have been accused of, you have been charged with. Yeah, you have been blamed for a murder. You have caused a murder, maybe, but no, you have been charged with first degree murder. How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty is what we say. So it's charged. The accusation has been brought forth and there have been legal charges brought against your name. So, whoa! Number 7. That old house has been lived in for nearly 30 years. Hence the fact that it looks so. Hence the fact, meaning for this reason, which is the reason why it looks so decrepit, thrashed, rotten, derelict. Well, it hasn't been lived in for nearly 30 years, so I'm going to say it looks kind of abandoned. And I think the word that we use for buildings that have been abandoned is that they are derelict. I think, yeah, derelict. Decrepit is kind of in poor condition as well, so I'm going to need to check up on what the difference is there. But yeah, derelict is the one that I tended to think sounded right. I think derelict means that it's unused. Obviously, something's going to look unused if nobody has lived there for 30 years. No? Okay, number 8. It says, the great thing about this bank loan is that they give you so long to pay it in, give it up. Oh, there's 5 options here. 5 options. Pay it in, give it up, pay it off, give it out. So, this is a phrasal verb. Either you know it or you don't. When you're given a loan, when you're given credit by a bank, you have to pay it off. I'll just check that. Yeah, pay it off. You pay off a loan. You pay off your debts. Yeah, okay. So that's D, by the way, pay it off. Okay. Number 9. We can't use this table as it isn't totally plain. No. Flat, vertical, true. The balls will roll. Why am I laughing? The balls will roll to one side. That's really difficult. I would tend to say flat, but I think something can be flat without being perfectly level. So I'm not sure if it I accidentally looked at the answer. I'm sorry. It is flat. Yeah. I don't know. I suddenly got like a... Yeah, because true, I think, means straight. So, no. And plain... We do use the word plain to talk about an area of flat land. But yeah, it's flat. Okay, number 10. Me, another beer. Desmond. Good English name, I think. Then I really must be going. It is quite late. Spill, trickle, pour. Pour me another drink, Dave. Pour me another drink. That's what I'm hearing. Yes, pour me another drink. Yeah, you pour liquid into something. Yeah, pour me another drink. No? Just check. Yeah, there we go. Okay, you could fill my glass. Spill is obviously when you knock liquid over accidentally. Trickle is when water or something, a liquid slowly seeps out of somewhere. Water can trickle down the wall, I suppose, when it's raining. But yeah, okay. I've done 20. I've only done 20, Jesus. They're going to take forever. Okay, I'm going to have to speed this up a little bit, but it's actually fairly complicated, isn't it? Okay, you can exercise your duty, obligation, rights, possibility. You can exercise to cancel the contract immediately, but you wouldn't receive any money at that point. You can exercise your right. No, you can exercise your right to cancel. You have a right, yes. It is something that you are allowed to do legally. Yeah, you can exercise your right. Just check that, yeah. Sometimes get confused. Yeah, you exercise your right to cancel the contract, but you wouldn't receive any money. Okay. Yeah, you can cancel your contract, but we're not going to pay you. We were all in surprise, shock, or amazement of the fact that the new manager was our old friend Duncan. If you're not in surprise. No, you can be surprised. Something can be a surprise. In shock, that means that you are shocked, surprised by something, so that sounds right. In awe means that you admire someone, or that that you admire someone. In amazement, again. We were all in amazement. No, you can look in amazement at something, stare in amazement at something, but no, we were all in shock. We were all in shock. I'll just check that. Or, oh, of the fact. Oh God. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We were in awe of something. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. That's absolutely right. Yes. Oh, I suppose in awe can also mean shocked. Yeah, I guess so. He stood there in awe. Yeah, and it's of something. Yeah, sorry. That is absolutely right. We were all in awe of the fact. Yes, we were in shock. We were in shock because the new manager was... Yeah, of course, that doesn't right. We were all in shock of the fact. Doesn't make sense. Totally wrong. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we were all in awe of the fact. Yeah, of course. I'm not reading these properly. I need to concentrate more. I need to stop getting distracted. That doesn't count. I've got them all right. Okay, number 3. The icy road conditions resulted, caused, culminated, blamed in over 20 minor accidents this morning, but fortunately no one was seriously injured. The icy road conditions resulted in over 20 minor accidents, no? Yeah, culminated is like, they finished in that. Culminated with it is like, no. Resulted in. I'm yes, I got it right. Let's just move on. Number 4. My uncle Warren, lovely English name again. My uncle Warren is a thoroughly despicable character. That's a shame. Such a lovely name. His one saving, recovering, improved, redeeming feature is that he loves children. Again, this is a collocation. If you don't know it, you don't know it. His one redeeming feature, the one thing that gives him some redemption, is that he loves children. He's a horrible, despicable person. Despicable, one that cannot be mentioned, like, what's his name, Voldemort. Despicable character. But he does have the one redeeming feature, is that he's nice to children, I guess. Okay, great. Great guy. Warren. I don't think anyone understood what I was saying at the meeting, did they? I totally failed to get my points across. I've said it. Yeah, when you make yourself understood, yeah, you get your point across. Get your point around, across, along. Yeah, get your point across. Just check it, but yeah, it's across. Okay. There was a veritable gale, flood, storm, earthquake of angry phone calls from members of the public complaining about the new controversial series on TV. A gale is like a strong wind. Flood of angry phone calls. You know, we normally talk about an inundation of phone calls. We were inundated, so maybe a flood of angry phone calls, a storm, an earthquake. I'm going to say flood. Yeah, flood. Flood, we normally say flood, don't we, when we talk about torrential rain, bursting the banks of a river and flooding houses. But for some reason, when we talk about phone calls, we often talk about inundation. And we were inundated with phone calls. Anyway, let's see number 7. The sales practices of this company have to be totally overthrown, overhauled, overrun, overwhelmed if we are to save it. So they need to be completely changed. So overthrown is to usurp, like you might overthrow a king or a tyrant. No, so it's not overthrown. Overhauled means to completely change, just to turn it over, because to haul is like to throw something, to turn it over, to push it, to completely change it, to overhaul something. Overrun is to, again, kind of, it was overrun with, it's like when you have too much of something, overrun with work. I don't know, my brain's not working. You guys, overrun. Yeah, it's when you got too much of something. No, too much work. I was overrun with work. Am I thinking in English? I don't know what I'm thinking anymore. I'm just going to check that very quickly. But, and overwhelmed, it means when you're completely taken aback usually by the amount of something. And it could be a good thing or a bad thing. You know, there's a line in As Good As It Gets. You know, the neighbour says to Jack Nicholson, "You overwhelm me. No, I can't believe what a good person you're capable of being, and what a bad person." And so kind of in one sentence he says how he just can't believe what he's seeing from this person who's capable of all the nicest and all of the worst characteristics, personality traits that a human is capable of, I suppose. Anyway, I need to move on. And I was checking overrun, wasn't I? I think it means like it was too much work. Yeah, it's the same as overwhelm. Yes, of course, yeah, I guess very similar to overwhelm. Okay. For lunch, I always have something quick and easy: a sandwich, a salad, toast, and the similar, like, rest. Okay. It means, yeah, so something like this. So we say and the like. I'll just check the answer because I'm not checking last. Yeah, and the like. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, number 9. and things like that is basically what that means. The government announced today that they intend to beat, win, retaliate, counter the rise of crime in the inner cities by increasing police budgets in the areas most affected. So they intend to counter the rise of crime. No? Yeah, they intend to counter the rise of crime. You know, when you look to reverse a situation, you look to counter it. No? Talk about counter attacks in sport and things like that, and in warfare. Okay, number 10 then. It says, we weren't of the danger we were in. We weren't alive, alert, awake, aware of the danger. We weren't conscious of the danger. Yeah, we weren't aware of the danger. Yeah, we weren't aware of the danger we were in until it was too late and the ice started to break. We are lucky to be alive. Okay. How many have we done now? We've only done 3. Only done 30. I think I'll go to 50 and then do the next 50 in another video, because this is going to be too long if not. Let's just let's do another 20 and then I'm dying here. It's going to last forever, isn't it, this video? It was a good film, Howard. You absolutely have to go and see it. It was a wonderful good, enormous good, terribly good, badly good. Ah, yes. Yeah, so it would be a terribly good film. Because, yeah, this is a word that obviously people they give it a negative connotation, don't they? Particularly in other languages. So, yeah, it was a terribly good film. It means very good, basically. Okay. There is too much weight on that table. It won't restrain, refuse, resist, reject for much longer. I'm going to have to make sure I'm checking these, because it won't restrain. Restrain is when you hold something or a person back. Refuse to, you refuse to do something. No, I'm not going to do it. I refuse. Resist. Yeah, it's not going to resist. It's not going to take it much longer. It can't put up with the weight much longer. It's not going to resist much longer. Yeah, absolutely. Reject is to push something away, essentially, isn't it? Okay, number 3. They had to buy a lot of equipment for the old boat, including, coupled with, joined to, partnered with. A lot of equipment, including a new anchor. No, I don't. Yeah, it's including a new anchor, coupled with, joined to. Joined to doesn't make sense. They're not connected. Coupled with, I think that would be if there was a couple, and it's saying a lot of new equipment. It's talking about one thing and another thing if it's coupled, but equipment is lots of things, and then among those things was a new anchor, so including a new anchor. No? Okay, number 4. I went to see the boss about a pay rise and he brushed me up, away, around, off with a weak excuse about a business dinner and left me standing there. Yeah, so it's like when you want to get rid of someone because you don't really want to address what they are saying. So yeah, he brushed me off. I'll just check it. Yeah, he brushed me off. Brushed me up. Yeah, there's no other option there. It's just you know that or you don't. Can you control, mind, check, prove who is at the door while I take the meat out of the oven? Yeah, obviously people get this confused. Control and prove and check can obviously get confused because in Romance languages they have something to do with like trying things. But here we want to find out who is at the door. Check. Check who is at the door. Control something is to manipulate it. Mind is if you're bothered by something. And prove is to demonstrate. So no, it's definitely check. Okay, number 6. You should always be caring, wary, frightened, or fussy when someone you don't know calls at your house. I don't think you should always be frightened. You should always be scared. That doesn't sound like great advice. Caring is like that you're nice to them. Not necessarily. Not if it's a mad axe man. Talking of Jack Nicholson. Wary or fussy. Fussy is like making a big fuss over someone, no? You should always be very attentive. Now, I think wary, you should be careful, no? You should be wary. Make sure that it's not some crazy person trying to kill you. Yeah. Okay, number 7. The new controversial tax law comes into legality, age, force, existence from next May. Everyone should prepare themselves to avoid problems. So the controversial new tax law. Are any tax laws controversial? I didn't know that. Yeah, it comes in when a law starts to be enforced by the authorities. We say it comes into force. No, comes into force. Yeah. Okay, number 8. It says we don't seem to have any more of that title, sir. It is out of order. It's broken. Out of shop. It's just not in the shop. Out of stock. There are none left in the shop. Out of inventory. No, that means that it was never on the list, I think, of items that they have there. That's the inventory now, isn't it? I think. So no, it's out of stock. But we are getting a new delivery next Thursday if you would like to pop back then. Yeah, it's out of stock. We don't have any left in the store. Just make sure. Yeah. Okay. The new teacher was taken advantage of by the students and often had to her authority, assert her authority, confirm, inflict, strike. No, you assert yourself. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of new kids in the classroom. You have to be you're a new teacher. They're new students for you. You have to be assertive. You have to be very assertive. You know, you have to assert your authority. Absolutely. Okay, number 10. You can't go to the interview with your shoes like that. Why don't you give them a quick wash, scrub, brush, polish? Well, a quick wash. I guess you could wash them, but I don't know. They might not dry in time. Quick scrub. Yeah, you scrub them with a brush. That's something that you do with shoes sometimes. Brush, again, could. I think it's going to be polish though. When your shoes get all scuffed up from using them, from walking in them, obviously, when you're going to an interview, they're going to be brogue type shoes, probably going to give them a quick polish. Yeah, you're going to put a bit of shoe polish on them to make them more shiny and really impress your potential new bosses. Okay. We'll do one more, I think. Yeah, just 50 sentences today. I promised 100, but I'll be here all afternoon. One says he was given the France Post. The France Post? Oh, right, okay, yeah, the job in France. He was given the France Post, even though his French is decidedly fluent. No, that would be a good thing. And it says even though. Untidy, rusty, dishevelled. That's so not very professional. His French is decidedly untidy is like a room, isn't it, when things are out of place. And fluent, it's not going to be fluent because that would be a good thing. Rusty, it's oxidated, isn't it? Yeah, it's rusty in a figurative sense. Dishevelled is what your clothes look like when you're not really dressed very well. Your t-shirt's not ironed, stuff like that. Your hair's all over the place. So it's going to be rusty. Just check it. Yeah, rusty. Got it right again. Okay, number 2. What really occurred, realised, struck, seemed to. What really me was I walked into the office. As I walked into the office, What's the number of women working there? Ooh, so progressive. What really struck me, no, it surprised me. Well, maybe you're the person with the problem if you were surprised by a lot of women working there. I don't, well, out of context, we don't know where these people were working. Maybe it was a fire station or something. That could be kind of surprising, wouldn't it? What really struck me, what really struck me as I walked into the office, it really struck me. Just check it. Got it right. Okay, number 3. Oh, that guitar is out of melody, chorus, parity, tune. What a horrible sound. With instruments, with piano, with string instruments, you have to fiddle with the keys and you have to tune them. So if the guitar is out of tune, then it doesn't sound good. Okay. The company has a lot of problems, but they all seem to money, boil down to money, cook up to money, lead over to money, reason out to money. So this kind of like means that it can be reduced. And even in cooking, we use this term. We say to reduce something now to a sauce. My brain. Okay. So you boil down. Now, because when you boil stuff in water, it kind of breaks down, doesn't it? So they've got a lot of problems, but basically the real problem, most of them, they all seem to boil down to money. Okay, 5. The walls of your bathroom were wet with vapor, condensation, mold, or dew after my shower. So I opened the window. Right, okay. They were wet with condensation, surely. You have a shower, the hot steam comes out in form of vapor from the hot water, and then it hits the cold walls and turns into condensation. Mold, obviously, is the green penicillin stuff that grows on your walls and on your fruit, even though they didn't seem to agree with me earlier in the test. And dew is the condensation that you see on the grass in the morning, or if you live in England, frost. But dew is the condensation you see on the grass and on the plants in the morning. So it's condensation, I'm pretty sure. Okay, number 6. You treat this house like a hotel, Tim. God damn it, Tim. And you take your mother totally for... You should appreciate what she does for you more. You take your mother... you could say for a fool, No, you trick her and you take advantage of her. But no, for fool, no. For assumption, you assume that she'll always be there. It's a given. But no, we don't say that. For advantage, no, you take advantage of her. No, you take her for granted. Granted, it's granted. I'm going to be given it. It's like a student grant to go to university. It's guaranteed. You don't have to pay it back. It's just given to you. You take her as a given. You take it as a given that she'll always support you. You take her for granted. Okay, very good. Number 7. We took Bill in, out, up, off for a couple of months after the fire at his home. It was no trouble as we have the extra bedroom up in the converted loft. We took him to our house. We took him in for a couple of months. Because there was a fire at his home, so it was the least we could do because the fire was our fault. Anyway, number 8. Did he complain to the head waiter all night? But he didn't leave a tip at the end of the night either. So that wasn't the only thing that he did. Not only did he complain to the head waiter, not really, not on no account, no longer. No, it's not only, that wasn't the only thing he did. So he was complaining all night to the waiter, but he didn't even leave a tip. Not only did he complain all night, but he didn't leave a tip. Yeah, we've got that, what do we call it? That conversion thing at the beginning. Inversion. Sorry, God. Terrible teacher. Number 9. I'm only doing these 2 more because, oh my God, 45 minutes this video has lasted now. Number 9. Provided, supposing, as long as, unless you get the job, where would you go and live? Provided you get the job, supposing you get the job, as long as you get the job, unless. This one's really difficult, actually. I think it comes down to whether, it boils down to whether I am the person who's going to make this decision. So if I wanted to say, provided you get the job, you can go and buy a new house. No. As long as you get the new job, you can do this. Unless you get the job, you won't be able to do that. But no, I'm saying, supposing you get the job, let's imagine that you get the job, where would you go and live if you did? No? Supposing you get the job, comma, where would you go and live? I think it would be one sentence, really, but okay. I think that's a small error. Okay, and number 10, just checking number 9 there. Did you ever lack, miss, want, ask for anything when you were a child? Okay, or did you have everything you desired? Right, so what we could say, did you ever lack anything when you were a child? Did you ever miss anything? Did you ever have to ask for anything? I don't know, maybe. No, but did you ever want for anything? Did you ever want for anything? Which means the same thing. Lack anything. Was there anything that you didn't have? Yeah, want is often related to the word lack, yeah, particularly in literary contexts. There were times of great want and not of abundance. And that's it. We're finished for today. I think 50's enough, isn't it? 47 minutes is enough of me. It's enough for me. Bye.